This is Jack. Jack has a motor impairment which restricts him from fine digit control. Currently, his classmates are happily doing their laboratory practical while he has been sat out by his teacher due to safety concerns. Meanwhile, all he wants to do is just a single lab practical in his favorite subject, chemistry. He's always been interested in chemistry from a young age, and his dream is to be a health science researcher. However, his disability is restricting this dream. Here's what the staff at our school think about students with disabilities.
What are your experiences working with disabled students?
My role as Head of Department for Teaching and Learning at Queensland Academy of Health Sciences, I guess we experience students with disabilities in group settings, often being ostracised or left out of group settings due to the physical disability.
Do you think more action is needed?
Oh, absolutely. I think when students come to any learning environment with a physical disability, really it just means that they are differently able. So we have to think differently about how we include not just them, but any student in our classroom to ensure all students are included and learn whatever they can in our environment.
Hello, I am Jason Sue,
And I'm Marty Wright.
and our goal is to help Jack and other students like him who are repeatedly ignored when wanting to participate actively in science practicals due to concern of safety.
Spot, the robot dog, along with our custom-designed payload, will help these students participate in the same activities as their classmates with no drawbacks.
With the power of Spot in our hands, the idea of a robotic arm seemed to be the most suitable solution in assisting students to manipulate laboratory equipment. Shown here is our first prototype. However, it was inevitable that two arms were required to safely maintain control during operation, such as when needing to stabilize beakers when stirring solutions, and thus this is our second prototype. Although this dual arm system was valid, we believed there was more potential, so we implemented two specialized types of arms into the payload system and thus reached our final prototype of having a larger gross arm along with a smaller finer arm. The larger arm is used for manipulating larger objects, capable of moving at higher speeds when performing actions such as mixing solutions. The other arm is a smaller arm specialized for finer movements such as accurately pouring solutions. The student maintains full control of Spot and its actions through voice commands which offer them the opportunity to interact with the laboratory equipment just like a non-disabled student would. Our payload includes a camera on each robotic arm, which use intelligent machine learning and text recognition to read the labels on laboratory equipment, and thus be able to manipulate them when commanded by the student. When not assisting students, Spot will safely navigate around the laboratory to acquire materials for the practicals and safely place them on the student's workbench.
Here is an example of a flowchart that our robot could follow while performing its tasks.
In regard to the future, we are looking to make our hardware and software open source in order to allow anyone interested to further refine the technology involved, thereby making it easier and more sustainable to implement into schools that have a purposeful need of supporting their disabled students.